Well, it's become a hot topic here on the show. In fact, just last week we were discussing just how prevalent the grandparent scam continues to be across the country. Well, this morning, tech expert Mike Yawney is diving a little deeper to reveal the top 3 scams Canadians are being warned about right now. Nice to have you in studio, Mike.
Nice to be here.
All right. Let's begin with FIFA and the World Cup, because so much excitement around this, but this is ripe with opportunity for scammers.
And it's such a big thing going on right now with scams. In fact, it's so big, the RCMP and the FBI have sent out warnings to Canadians and Americans, warning that there are lots of scams floating around in numerous ways. So they're trying to get people to book fake overnight stays for Airbnbs and hotels. They're trying to sell merchandise through fake websites. There are texts going out with last-minute tickets and things like that. So you really have to be careful. There's even a list. So the FBI put out a list of 26 different websites, and this is just a couple of them. And they try to go for those keywords to try to confuse you. Maybe there's a little misspelling in there. They add one extra character in there. But there's 26 that are well-known fraudulent websites out there. So things to keep in mind: never click on any of those spam texts that you're getting. Do not respond to any of those phone calls. Don't go through any website that's not the actual FIFA direct to buy tickets, because more than likely it is a scam.
Okay. You mentioned the RCMP. The RCMP are also warning about a new twist to the grandparent scam. Yeah,
we've talked about the grandparent scam numerous times on the show, and this one is actually pretty disturbing. It's called the kidnapping scam. And what it does is you get a phone call, and there's a frantic voice on the other end that could be AI used to mimic a family member, saying that they are held captive. And then, of course, they'll only speak for maybe 3 or 4 seconds. They get cut off, and somebody comes on demanding ransom money. So very disturbing. It's happened a couple of times in British Columbia already this past month. So it's happening. RCMP want people to be aware. If it happens, hang up. Hang up, call the person, the loved one, directly, just to make sure they're okay. And then, of course, call the police and let them know what's happened.
And we've talked about this on the show before. In the moment, it may be difficult to do because you're thinking someone's in trouble, but odds are it's most likely a scammer.
And that's what they play on. They play on the sense of urgency. And that's why they give that just that snippet of voice. And they're saying, we need this money right away. So they're playing off that urgency. So you need to know, don't fall for it.
All right, you have one more scam for us, and it actually has been around for some time, but it's making a comeback.
It comes and goes in waves because of the economy, and of course it's the employment scam. Obviously we know the unemployment rate in Canada not great right now. There are a lot of people in their 40s and their 50s losing their jobs for the first time, don't know where to turn, and they're thinking, what am I going to do? Well, all of a sudden you get an email or you get a message through LinkedIn saying, hey, we're looking. And quite often, it's too good to be true. So once again, you don't want to click on those random texts, but even legit sites like LinkedIn, those also, you get the messages through that. Mm-hmm. So if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Okay, before we let you go, the commonality here, a lot of scams, new ones that seem to be popping up each week. How, and you've already mentioned a few ways to protect ourselves, but what is the general rule of thumb?
Yeah, I mean, basically, we don't want to overshare when it comes to online, right? But to break it down how this works, and we've talked about this on the show before, data brokers. These are companies out there, they scour social media, they scour for information, and then they create profiles on us, and then they sell them. So yes, social media is a big thing, but interestingly enough, data brokers also collect our personal information through apps. Apps like, and this is going to maybe surprise some people at home, flashlight apps on your phone. Simple app, right? Mm-hmm. But why is it asking for access to your contacts and access to your location? If you read the fine print, a lot of those apps actually will say, we have the right to collect your information and then sell it. Well, guess who they're selling it to? They're selling it to data brokers. Weather apps. Read the fine print, because they're also bad for that. But data brokers also get their information from public records as well. So social media, apps, public information, they create these databases and then they sell them to whoever wants to buy. And that's why you're getting the emails, the spam phone calls, the texts. That's where these come from. So I've talked about Incogni on the show before. It's a service that you can subscribe to, and I've got tons of DMs. So I want to talk about one more time. This company will actually reach out to all those data brokers and ask that they move you from their lists. And by law, they have to, but sometimes it takes a lot of time. So here's the dashboard, and it shows you over the course of the last couple of months how many requests is put out to different companies and remove my name from their lists. So this can take weeks, it can take months, but they will stay on it and they will keep asking them until they are removed, and it shows you all the different companies that have actually removed you from their site. So it actually saves a lot of time. So this can cut down on the amount of spam you're getting, whether it's those texts, those phone calls, and even the emails.
And you can save some money if you use the morning show.
Use the code and you can actually save some money.
Okay.
Save time and money. I mean, if they can't find you, they can't get you, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
This portion of the morning show is brought to you by Incogni. Scan the QR code to learn more.